Howdy folks, my name's Darren from RC Scale Models, and today I'm back with you with another kit. This is Revell's 1/48 scale Ventura Mk.II. It's like a Navy patrol aircraft, I believe, of some sort. The US used it as well. So let's get into this one. So what's inside this box? It's standard Revell's box. This is a re-release of the kits back in the day. So the new release versions is like this black style. The dimensions of the kit and how many parts: 142. Length is 41.6 centimeters. I think wingspan is 32.6. Kit number I believe is 04946. It's level 4 skill. I don't really trust that kind of thing. It is a bit of a tatty box. I've had it in my stash for a little while now. So here's some of the built up kit, which is a nice touch. This is the bomber version with bombs. Yeah, so I don't like their boxes because they're really flimsy. You can't stack too many on top of one another because it tends to get crushed. As I say, I have got some aftermarket. So I have quick boost resin barrels because the plastic one's a bit pony. I've upgraded the resin wheels because again the wheels just look a bit too crap to me, and the pattern when it comes to put them together and trying to sand and clean them up, it's just going to destroy them. I also have Cockpit header detail set. So this is photo etch. How much you're going to see is probably not a lot. Some seat belts, and all important head-hard masks, because there is a ton of clear on the front and I find it a lot easier doing it that way. Here's some nice decals. They're quite flat. It says they're printed in Italy, and I imagine that is cardograph. So we'll be using these in the roundels, but you do get instrument panels, but they just look a bit pony. I'd like the upgrades. Worksheet, I'm in plastic. As I say, I have this kit a while now, so that's why it's not in bags. It is loose. So we'll take a closer look. So as always, we work with the instruction sheet. So this is the new version, the new layout. I like their new layout. They've upgraded their stuff, but I just wish they would upgrade some of their kits because they still tend to release some of the old crap. So symbols, everything to pay attention to. Colour callouts, they use Revell their own paints, which I don't really get on with their paints. I find them too thick and I haven't really seemed to get on with them. Everything in the kit: sprues, blacked out squares of parts are not needed. So we're working on some seats. I think this is the co-pilot seat, the pilot seat, the cockpit floor, the bulkheads, some instrument panels, the flight stick. This is the instrument panel. You've got to remove the side pedals because that becomes a little walkway down to the front nose. This is the instrument panel. I'll be replacing this with the photo etch like I show you here. So this is going to be upgraded, so it's much nicer. But the internals is the cockpit green, standard RAF green colour. So this is being assembled. The cushions on the seat, they're calling out for like a leather black or leather brown. This is the wheel at the back, the tail dragger, the little wheel. Also that has to be painted because you end up seeing inside. And then this is the internal floor and plus the Bombay section underside. Internals get painted and your windows get put in. Once it's all done, it gets sandwiched together as usual. It's pretty standard. We do have a little wing spar. Don't forget this dome light or dome glass to be put in. Wings is 2 halves. That's pretty standard. Again, there's a couple of lights. Don't forget those. Then we have this plastic lock-in mechanism. Do with the nose. They're asking to attach your wings. These are flaps and ailerons, and the upper right stabilizer at the back. They're all moulded as one part unfortunately, same as the wings at the back. This is the front nose, 2 halves, and then we have this support piece, and there is a couple of stuff inside, which is some machine guns, a chair, and that kind of thing. Once that's done, the nose can go on at the front. Main landing gear is pretty standard. It does have brake line moulded in, which is a nice touch. This is the landing gear and the Bombay in the middle. This is support for the landing gear. Engine nacelles, 2 halves in the front, which is pretty standard for aircraft. Engines don't look too bad. We have the pin, don't glue, so you can make the propellers spin. Engine nacelles over the top of the landing gear. That's pretty standard as well. Engine covers or engine nacelle covers. Bombs, which is olive drab. These are the 2-piece wheels. Again, once you glue them and then you've got to try and sand out the seam, you're going to end up losing the pattern. Hence why I like to upgrade mine to resin. Bomb doors, open or closed option, and attaching your bombs. This is the closed version. If you're having it closed, you don't really need the bombs inside because there's no point, because you're not going to see it. This little detail here is little hinges for having the bomb door open. Sorry, mistake, these are not bomb doors, these are the doors for the landing gear. These are your Bombay doors. So there's 2 halves. These are the closed version. Again, I don't know why they've got it here and here when it's exactly the same. This is the layout of your bombs. This is the another gunner's section at the back, so basically the lower tail gunner, if you wish, if you want to call it that. And then we have the turret gunner, or it is the turret gunner assembly, and then the main canopy going in, and then propellers and props, and then a couple of wires, and it's a built up model. As for the paints, it's pretty standard RAF colours, green over brown and the sky, and then this serial number is FCH aircraft. And if you wish to do a different version, which is YHK, again it's brown over green, and then it's the sky underside. You notice there's no markings on the underside because it is quite early, even though it says it's 1943, but I find a lot of early aircraft didn't have the roundels and markings under bottom. So this was Royal New Zealand Air Force, and this one here is the Royal Air Force, England, May 1943. So take your pick. As I say, there is several versions of this out there. You can do American version, which is in blue colours. That doesn't look too bad. As for the kit, it's pretty old now. These are the fuselage halves. I've already cut these off. They go together pretty well. I will somewhat fit these together quickly. So here is the fit. It is pretty good for its age. There is no rivet detail, but there are panel lines all over. And this is your Bombay and stuff at the front. As for the detail, this is what you get. Say if you want more detail, you're going to have to rivet it and stuff like that. But this is pretty much early days of Revell, how they did theirs. It's pretty much like ICM and Airfix. It's that type of style where it's just a basic detail. I have this large sprue, but here and here is where your fuselage halves is at. So this is the Bombay building racks, supports for the Bombay internals, cockpit area, bulkheads, Bombay doors and stuff. This is that locking mechanism. So here's the basic detail. The big detail again is pretty good for its age. And here's the cockpit detail. The seats have slightly moulded in seat belts, but I'm going to slightly remove them to add them with photo etch. Here is the Bombay section with the racks. Those circles are meant to be there, but that's pretty cool. Bombay doors. Pretty clean, not really any ejector pins that I can see of, so that is a nice touch as well, especially for its age. Little actuators for the doors. This is the inside. There is ejector pins on this side, but it's inside the fuselage, so I wouldn't worry about that if you're not going to see it. So yeah, that's that sprue. This large sprue here is the wings, so upper wings, lower engine nacelles, and engine nacelle doors and stuff for the landing gear and internals. So again, these flaps are moulded in. If you wish to make them posable, it's going to take some surgery. But again, it is all recessed, but very basic detail. But it's pretty good for its age. Hopefully the fit is not too bad. It doesn't require too much cleanup. It's going to be a nice simple build. Hopefully I just want to build this one and get back into it, because I haven't really built anything for a long time, at least coming up to 6 months. I really haven't built a kit. I just lost all my mojo type thing, and I really want to get back into building something after doing the Millennium Falcon, which I still need to finish by doing decals. It's just sapped everything out of me, and I just haven't really had the urge to build anything. But now some of the new kits coming out, and they are piquing my interest, so I want to get some of these easier kits out just to get back into it. Engine nacelles, pretty cool. Again, ejector pins on the inside, but none of this is you need to worry about. You may have to take care of a couple of these ones, because this is the landing gear. These are not ejector pins. All these circles are meant to be there, same as these circles on here. These circles are meant to be there, so it's pretty nice. There is a stamp there when the kit was made. What we're looking at, copyright 2011. So yeah, what's it coming up to? 12 years old now? No, 11, 12 years. And this is the last sprue, very large one, done in segments. You could probably cut these off and store them separately. Engines, engine nacelles, these are the wheels, propellers, engine covers, wings, flaps, ailerons, fuel tanks, etc. I am going to separate these actually, so it's easier to show you quickly. Let me snip these off. So now I've separated them, they're just easier to show on camera. So this is another gun section. I think this is to do the lower gun section, the little tail chin gun one at the back. Again, those are the machine guns. They don't look overly great, so I would like to upgrade them with the quick boost set. They are slightly bent, but they're easy to straighten. A little bit of warm water, but they will look a little bit nicer. Extra fuel tanks. I probably won't need these, but they are there. These are the rest of the tails. Again, moulded in flaps and stuff. That is a bit of a shame though. They put a copyright stamp on the outside, so you're going to have to take care of that. Propellers look pretty good. Engine covers and engine nacelles. Again, more machine guns. They just don't look the best, but I am upgrading them. Engines don't look too bad for its age. Nice silvery colour, bit of a black wash, a little bit of grime, should make them pop. And then wheels, landing gear. This is to do with, see what I mean, it's got brake lines moulded in, which is nice, especially for its age. More landing gear. Again, these machine guns, Brownings, I've upgraded them. I'm going to upgrade them. Bombs, they will work. Don't need tons of detail for this. It's just a nice simple build, hopefully. Again, this is that tread pattern. again, trying to keep this pattern on there, it's going to get rid of. Again, like I mentioned, I'll be upgrading them to these wheels, which are much nicer. And the last little piece in this bag are clear parts, very nicely done. Revell's clear is pretty good. I do like their clear parts, especially when they've been kept. There is a bit of ghost in there, but I'm not worried about that. But here's the one of the turrets. Here's that tail gunner section. There's that nose, little square windows and lights. Here's the main canopy. Pretty cool. There is a little bit of ghosting around that, but I can live with all that, especially because of his age. I won't beat them up too much. But like I say, with these older kits, I just wish they would stop producing them so much and start making newer stuff or re-release them. There you are, folks, another kit from Revell, 148 scale Ventura Mk.II. It's a pretty good kit. It holds its own. It's the only one out there, so this is what we have to deal with. There is a little bit of aftermarket, which I do have, which I've shown you. But yeah, we're going to start this one probably pretty soon. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.